Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and we have a big show planned for you. What did we have? Somebody being crowned, big moves, big game. Let's get into it. Let me introduce my co-host, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing amazing. Actually, I'm doing super for the Super Bowl.
Wow.
We can finally say super and have it mean something
Well, the NFL's coined it. We gotta say super every year from now on.
from now and everything.
But now it's the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 57.
Oh my goodness! But before that, man, what's going on in basketball?
Oh, we got some NBA news finally to get to.
Some real news.
Some real news. I mean, this is actually a big week for the NBA. So let's get into it. Let's start first, of course. Did you watch last night? Did you watch?
Did something special happen last night I was supposed to be watching?
Laker haters. Cool. No, I'm sorry. LeBron haters, because there's like a difference between Laker fans and LeBron haters. For some reason, a lot of Laker fans seem to have regret towards LeBron James. I don't understand it.
Look. I have no regret toward LeBron James. It's just one of those catch-22s for me. You know, I have to respect the man because the man is something else. He's a phenom. He's a beast. He is the man right now.
Yeah, you would think all Laker fans would be happy if the record had to go down. At least it's going down in Laker lore with Laker fans in the Lakers arena with Kobe. Not say Kobe. Or say Kobe.
Hey, look, it's on the brain.
I got Kobe on the brain.
On the brain.
But Kobe was there in spirit. You know that he was looking down in spirit, and I'm sure he was feeling very proud. But you had Kareem there, you had Magic there, you had star-studded. People paid $50,000 plus for seats. I just don't understand that at all. But
did Kareem slap anybody?
Kareem didn't slap nobody, but
did
you see that Kareem LeBron hug? It was the most
awkward.
I mean, I don't even know awkward is a good word to say. It was one of those that like you felt for him.
Hey, LeBron came out and said he feels like he's the best player.
Yeah. And you can just look at Kareem's face, and Kareem had to try to keep the straight face. But as far as keeping a non-straight face, we got to talk about Anthony Davis. Did you hear anything about that or see anything?
You know what? I've really been disconnected from basketball since we had LeBron on the team. I'm not even going to tell you.
Anthony Davis is supposed to be LeBron's boy. They're supposed to be just super dope and friends. You know, in this day of social media and cameras everywhere, you know, they keep an eye on everything. And so when LeBron made the shot, go ahead and broke the record, Anthony Davis had that look, you know, like you had got to use the restroom, got to do number 2, and he
had the stink face.
Yeah, you've been holding for like about 2 hours straight, and you just
gotta go.
You gotta go, and you just in that horrible, miserable pain. Anthony Davis had that look on his face. He got some explaining to do. You know, when LeBron sees the video of it, I don't know if they're boys no more. We might have some questions on that, because you were thinking in the moment. I mean, if you saw the shot, I mean, it was an amazing fadeaway shot into the quarter. Just, you know, if you had to get a shot to break a record, it was the type of shot you want to see.
It was a beautiful shot.
And Anthony Davis just looked like, man, I'm here. I'm in pain. This sucks. This is horrible. And so that's some explaining to do, but he did break the record, 38,388 points now, number 1 all time. And just, I think we talked about a lot of this last week, but I'm just going to get into real quick as far as in his first 19 seasons, he's averaged over 25 points every season. And so, I mean, that may never be broken again. Let's be honest. That's one of those that may never be broken again. This year, averaging 30 points a game at the age of 38. Mm-hmm. That's also a record that will never be broken again. I mean, like I said, I'll go into the whole thing about the assists, number 4 all time. He's up there with steals, top 30 in rebounds. I mean, he's had an amazing career, but
amazing.
Yeah, just give him his props. Like I said, it was a special night. Anthony Davis got some questions to answer for, but I'm glad now it's over with. Now they can go hopefully to start doing some winning basketball because they ended up losing the game, which really should be the big question, which gets to my next part. Big NBA trade today. So the Lakers, they've been teasing and teasing about trading Russell Westbrook.
Is he gone, Steve?
He's finally gone. Well,
Out of here.
he's out of here, but where do you think they traded him to? You have an idea?
Nah.
They traded him to the Utah Jazz, which, if you don't know the history, is an interesting trade because, you know, Russell Westbrook has had quite a history with Utah, where he's gotten into a couple times with the fans in the stands. I think one time he actually went into the stands to challenge a fan. I don't know how that's going to go over too well with the Utah faithful.
He has a strange attitude.
Yeah, he has a strange attitude. He has an issue with Utah. I don't know if this is over with yet. I think they still got until tomorrow to finalize. This might be a trade for a trade. So let's keep an eye on tomorrow to see if Russell Westbrook ends up in Utah. So right now he's traded to Utah,
right?
But will he stay in Utah? It's gonna be the question. And the other part of that too is that end of the season he's an unrestricted free agent. So you're almost can guarantee he's not staying in Utah. So the question you're asking is, why did he go to Utah? Well, the Lakers gave up one of their unprotected first-round picks in 2027. So I'm assuming that's
a ways away.
Yeah, it's a ways away, but I'm thinking they're looking toward the future. They also, let's see, Jazz gets, with Westbrook, Juan Toscano Anderson, who wasn't playing much anyway. Damian Jones, who's kind of a role player himself, with that number one pick. So they kind of like just clearing house. The Lakers get D'Angelo Russell, who, you know, a couple of years ago had a good little stint with the Lakers.
Oh, Russell for Russell?
So Russell for Russell. So let's see how he works in point guard spot for the Lakers. That's what they've been looking for. They also get Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt.
All right.
The Timberwolves get Mike Conley. They get Mikal Alexander-Walker and several picks. And so it's kind of one of those trades that you're like, who got the best of the trade? I don't know. You have it.
Lakers did.
You think? Well,
Lakers did.
All right.
They finally got rid of a irritant that wasn't really of help.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm surprised Davis didn't go.
Well, that's the next question. Yeah. That was LeBron's boy. I thought
but that's Mr. Sticks and Stones. He always well, he's always in repair.
Have you heard what Charles Barkley calls him?
What?
Street clothes. He said every time I look at the Laker game, I see him in street clothes. That is an all-time burn. That's one of those top 5 classic burns.
Hey, what's a bigger story to me is your boy LeBron. Is he the GOAT?
We went to, okay. I'm gonna clarify it the way I see it. I'm gonna put it into perspective.
Okay.
Michael Jordan is the most significant player in the NBA history.
You about to dance around this question?
No, I'm not. No, it's not gonna be a dance.
I see the tap dancing. No, I hear
the tap dance is that Michael Jordan revolutionized the league. He put a lot of money in a lot of players' pockets.
Mm-hmm.
He took a league. Let's be honest. In the 70s, the league was lost. It was kind of like going through the motions.
It was fading.
Yeah. Dr. J and Bird came in, first Bird with Magic came in the 80s. Dr. J came in the mid 70s, came from the ABA. Mm-hmm. So Dr. J was the original one who kind of put superstar in the NBA. Then Magic and Bird took it to that next level, but it still wasn't quite there yet. Jordan comes in, and Jordan was that superstar.
Right.
Who took the NBA to new heights. He took it international. And so when you look at it from that perspective, he'll always be the GOAT from the NBA perspective. Now, the question is the GOAT as far as who's the most significant player of all time, who's the most talented player? It's LeBron. Because LeBron is a prototype do-all player who makes other people great around him. Think about it like this. Not only does he have 18,388 points, but he has over 10,000 plus assists.
Okay.
So that means those 10,000 plus assists, that means at least 20,000 plus, and given how many people hit threes, probably closer to 25,000 points that he's distributed to other people.
Okay.
So he's put a lot of money in other players' pockets as well as what he's done for himself, because those players put up stats, those players get paid more money. So when you look at it from that perspective, you got to put LeBron as the greatest because 10 NBA finals, what he's done with the talent he had around him. And he didn't have, like I said, that first Cleveland team, his point guard was Delonte West. I mean, come on. And he took that team to the finals. You can never say that with Jordan. Delonte West was the point guard.
You cut this man so many breaks.
Well, could Michael Jordan win with Delonte West as his point guard? Can he take that team to the finals? No. I mean, let's just be real.
Not when he was playing. That's why I said you can't. You can't weigh errors because when Jordan was playing, people was getting knocked out.
Right.
People was getting socked out in a game.
Oh, absolutely.
They was getting body checked in the game. It's not the same game.
No.
To compare from this era to that era.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that Jordan is the most significant player for what he did to the league during that time.
I just think like Kareem is just disrespected.
Oh, I've already
it's just nasty how he just disrespected.
Oh, I told you. Kareem said he had the greatest career. Remember last week I said Kareem had a career that nobody will even come close to ever seeing again. I mean, here's what he did from high school, college, and in the NBA will never ever be seen. Not even close.
What did he do in high school, Steve?
3 high school championships, #1 team in the country, all 3 seasons.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What did he do in college, Steve?
3 straight NCAA championships, #1 team in the country, all 3 years.
And this is at a time when we just got to talking about the body checking and people getting knocked out and people being pressed. What did he do in the NBA, Steve?
Championship his second year, went on to win 6 championships with the Lakers, 5 with the Lakers, 1 with Milwaukee. I mean,
so wait, let me get this straight.
Yes.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 3 championships in high school, 3 championships in college,
right,
and 6 rings in the NBA.
Absolutely.
And so that means, wait a minute, did LeBron go to college?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. So him passing Kareem with the points is why?
Well, he had more seasons. Actually, no, change that. No, change that. Because Kareem did play 20 seasons too. So Kareem played to about 40, 41. So he played 20 seasons as well. So I mean,
20 seasons plus 3 seasons of college, right?
Correct. And so I mean, I don't question Kareem's career, but let me ask you: is Kareem a more talented NBA player than LeBron? Talent.
I say yes.
I'm not talking about career. I'm talking about talent.
Yes.
What could Kareem do other than rebound and his sky hook that you know of?
Win championships.
He won championships. No question.
When it came down to the nitty gritty,
he had a great
hand you wanted. Whose hand you wanted on the ball?
He had a great team. Let's remember this. Kareem played with the 2 greatest point guards of all time. His first 6 seasons with Oscar Robertson. I know you've heard about him. And then the last 14, 15 years, he played with Magic Johnson. I mean, let's be real about it. I mean, that is huge.
You know what? I'm not going to take anything away from LeBron. This is his time. Do your thing. We're going to give him the blow the whistle, half man, half Mason award.
Yeah, let's do that. Speaking of point guard and a former LeBron James co-star and had a championship with LeBron, probably one of the greatest upsets in NBA history, the 2016 Cleveland team, Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie.
Man, Kyrie, they had a beautiful thing in Cleveland. I mean, they were going to be in the NBA championship game year after year after year with that team he had in Cleveland. Kyrie said, he pulled a Kobe, I don't want to be Robin to your Batman, to LeBron. I got to go find my own way.
I'm not your superwoman.
And since then, for the 6 years, he's been a lost soul. He's now on his, 15, 14 since leaving LeBron at the altar.
Well, I'm going to say it like this. I've been talking to you about it. Once a person gets a certain amount of money, it seems like the flair for the game seems to diminish and pass into the wind. Have you noticed that? Am I the only one that's been noticing that?
It's a horrible, sad thing. It's a sad, sad thing. I mean, this man was in a great situation in Cleveland. Great. I mean, they were going to be in the finals. Think about it. If those two would have stayed together in Cleveland, we might be talking about him with 5, 6 rings.
He's not concerned about rings. He's concerned about money.
And just and so now he's been traded. So now this is interesting because they traded him to the Dallas Mavericks, and you know much about the Dallas Mavericks. They already got a proven superstar in Luka Doncic, and Luka is a ball dominant power forward,
right?
Like almost ball dominant small forward. Kyrie Irving is a ball dominant point guard. It don't work well when you have 2 ball dominant players on the same team.
Hey, they might mesh.
I got a bad feeling they might get into a fight on the court because both of them
give me my ball.
Yeah, both of them need the ball. There's only one ball to go around, and I don't know how they're going to be able to work this out. But it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, like I said, I thought in Cleveland it was a great situation for Kyrie because, as you've always criticized LeBron for, he has no problem passing the ball in the big shot.
Oh, and that's without no doubt. He will back out, and the player that you guys like who did you say on that Cleveland team that was sad?
Oh, Delonte West.
He will pass it to that man.
Oh, he will.
That's what he's known for.
He's known.
Everybody in the world out there know that person is a no good. He shouldn't have the ball. You want LeBron to have the ball, and guess who LeBron will pass it to in those final minutes and put him on blast.
Hey, listen to me. Delonte West was doing quite well for himself in Cleveland. Let's see, when LeBron left Cleveland, Delonte West went on some hard times. When I say hard times, we're talking about living off the street times.
Hey.
And so you're going to tell, hey, if LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland, Delonte West might be a multimillionaire living high off the hog.
Hey, let's give a shout out to Charlie Bear. He's on Facebook. Hey, Charlie Bear, come to YouTube and holler at us.
Yeah, come join us on YouTube.
We appreciate the love on Facebook, though. You know, our Facebook will be changing as this week changed. It's going to go full blow the whistle. It's going to get off my personal page, and it's going to be full blow the whistle. I'm going to send out invitations to all you, and thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share.
And Charlie Bear, when we get to the NFL honors selections, I'm going to get what's your input on the fact that your coach wasn't even nominated for Coach of the Year. I want to see what he has to say. He didn't even get a nomination for Coach of the Year.
That's crazy.
When he took a rookie all season, went 9-8, kept his 16 straight years of going over 500 intact, and didn't even get a nomination for Coach of the Year. So I'm gonna get your input on that, but we're gonna get to that later on. So so we talked about Kyrie to the Mavericks. It's gonna be interesting to see how that turns out. The Laker trade. It's going to get interesting around the NBA. So we're going to get a little more into the NBA in coming up weeks. But you think it's time for some football?
It's starting to heat up.
It's starting to heat up.
It's starting to heat up.
It's still not the NBA. I mean, still not the NFL. The NFL is still the juggernaut. So do you want to talk about Pro Bowl first, or do you want to get to Super Bowl first?
Man, you know what? Before we even get to the Super Bowl and talk about that game, did you like that Pro Bowl?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, here you go.
I watched more of the Pro Bowl games than I've watched of the NFL Pro Bowl in the last 10, 15 years. So in that regard, I got to give him credit because, I mean, you want to, stir interest. I was more interested in this game just to see how it's going to turn out than I have been in the Pro Bowl game for a long time because we all know the old Pro Bowl game was not working. I mean, these guys were out there. Nobody wanted to get hurt. And so it was like, Olay defense, half-hearted running on offense. Yeah, so I'm okay with the change, but I know you are not a fan of it.
Hey, look, I want to see some real football. I want to see some passing. I want to see some tackling. And like I said, let me put this message out to Mr. Roger Goodell. Look, I know you listen to Mr. Not Westbrook.
Russell Wilson.
Russell, last name Wilson.
Yes.
But listen to Wayne, last name Holloway. Why don't you do a Pro Bowl where whoever's nominated, they go to the Pro Bowl, but they can pick the player in their position who's the hot player off the practice squad or off the team and have him play in the game so we can get a real game and have the players who's nominated coach the game. Have them coach the game.
Sponsorship football. Yeah. Interesting idea.
I think it'll be a real game. It'll be something that people can really put some bets on, and it'll be players trying to get their shine in the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
They still can have the skills,
competition.
Yeah, all that stuff. They can still do that.
All right. Well,
that's just my look on it.
That's an idea. That's an idea.
But I watched it and fell asleep.
Did you? I stayed through the whole thing. I mean, it went down to the wire. I thought we had some interesting plays. You saw some guys actually diving for the ball. There were a couple little. Khrushchev made a great diving catch on a screen in one play. I mean, you could tell it was a lot more competitive than it's been in years.
It had to be for somebody to dislocate a toe.
Yes, dislocate a toe.
It had to be competitive.
We saw what's his name knock the guy out of bounds. The guy for the Cowboys was it Michael Parsons? No, it wasn't Parsons. It was the guy for the Rams.
Okay,
Jalen Ramsey.
Oh,
he went and knocked somebody out of bounds, and so people were kind of like, "Oh, you can't do that. That's flag football." You know, he was making a play, so it was a little more than what we.
He's not used to flag football. He's
Right.
he's used to playing the game.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be interesting. Goodell's already come out and said it's not going nowhere. If you want to go back to the old system, it's never going to happen. So
the old system wasn't working, so we don't want to go back there.
I mean,
we want to evolve.
The crazy part, though, with all that, the NFL is so strong. They still got 6 million people to watch this Pro Bowl games on a Sunday afternoon, which in prime time, if you get 6 million people to watch a prime time show, that's a blockbuster. So
they had stars out there, Steve. Of course, people are going to watch.
Yeah, but as much as you criticize the Pro Bowl, they still got 6 million people, 6 million fans to watch something that is on all its purpose an exhibition.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, that still just shows you where the NFL is as far as it's just above. The NBA game in the regular season got lower ratings than the Pro Bowl game did.
Hey, that's our game.
So I mean, it is what it is. So Pro Bowl's not going anywhere. The skills shot, I do like the Manning coaching thing. I thought that said well. We'll see where it goes next year. You know, year 2 will be the deciding factor because year 1, like I said, is more kind of interesting because like, let's see how it goes. Year 2, we'll see if people still are invested. So,
you know, and before we hit, because we're about to get into that Super Bowl, I know everybody's itching to get into that Super Bowl. What's more of this news is going on? Like Mike LaFleur, he said he can't wait to rub elbows with Matthew Stafford and get that relationship flourishing.
Oh, well, all right. Good for him. Are you excited about the Rams next year? Is there anything? I mean, I know you're a Matthew Stafford fan. You've been
I am
touting him for the last couple of years. Is there anything you see from the Rams? I mean, Cooper Kupp will be back.
He'll be back.
They get a couple other guys. I mean, we don't know if Aaron Donald's going to retire.
We don't know that's a huge. Odell's going to the
team.
We don't know who's the number 1 receiver for the Bears that they sent there.
Allen Robinson.
He's had a 1 year up under his belt.
All right.
Now he might emerge as a little something.
Might. Okay.
But the Rams, for me, they have to get a running back. They need a Josh Jacobs type style running back to complement the pass game, to take the pressure off of him. But you know that's
there. I mean, I still think no matter what, Niners and Seahawks are still a step above them, even to get everybody back. So they're looking at best case scenario. Can they squeeze in as a wild card?
I have to see what upgrades they make. They got to make some upgrades.
Got to make some upgrades.
That draft is coming around.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, the Rams. Okay, I'll see what he does. I think Stafford's days are behind him. I think if he does anything,
you've been a big Matthew Stafford hater for years.
I'm just calling it like it is.
For years.
Listen to me. I've had him on fantasy football for quite a few years. I mean,
you stole him from me because that was the scandalous thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Why everybody can see what's going on. This man has been a Matthew Stafford hater, and because I like Matthew Stafford, guess who he picks up in fantasy football when we're playing in the same league? Matthew Stafford.
Listen to me. The love and hate for the guy is different from what they do for you for fantasy stats. Matthew Stafford is a fantasy beast. I mean, he should be in the fantasy Hall of Fame.
But the funny part is you learned that off of him being on my team. He wasn't on your team.
Hey,
you saw him on my team.
Yeah, well,
you talked bad about him, and then you picked him up.
That's called being a good fantasy football coach. You got to be observant of what's going on.
And now,
listen to me. My other guy I hate, Kirk Cousins, also should be in the fantasy football Hall of Fame. I'm not going to ever tell you he's a great quarterback. I'm saying he does amazing things when he's down 34-0. Man, he'll put up some crazy stats.
My goodness, it seems like it's written out for him. In garbage time, Matthew Stafford excels.
Oh my God, they will keep throwing the ball. They could be down 25, 30 points, and he'll be getting amazing
chucking them.
Yeah. So I'll give him to those two are my two fantasy football Hall of Famers.
Hey, Brock Purdy.
Nah,
we gotta let everybody know. If you don't know, he's not gonna be there next year.
Nope. Tommy John surgery. So he tore his UCLA. My mind's on UCL. So he tore his UCL. So need to have the Tommy John surgery. Means he 12 to 18-month recovery.
And he's having a surgery on the 22nd.
Yeah. So tough one for him. Tough break. I mean, I hope the best for him. I hope he can bounce back and have a productive NFL career. I mean, the good thing is that with those surgeries now, many guys do come back and better than before. And so he's young. There's still a good chance for him. So, yeah, very sad.
Any more pivotal news?
Yeah. Do you want to get to tomorrow? We had the NFL honors. Do you want to talk a little bit about?
Let's talk about the NFL honors a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it before we get to the Super Bowl. So, those who don't know, the NFL is so full of itself that they decided we're going to do our own awards show. You know, unlike the other, we can have a whole night star-studded and give away our own awards, and we'll do it on Super Bowl week.
You act like you're mad about that.
No. I just look. The NFL is the shield. I mean, they have it down like no other sport. I mean,
you got them on your head.
I got them on my head. I mean, we do talk about it week after week. I mean, and it's a gift that keeps giving. I mean, every year they just come up with something new, more controversy. It's a soap opera. It's a male soap opera. It's better than all the other soap operas combined. So the NFL said,
James Johnson said the Rams are, and he put the trash can symbol up.
Love it. Hey, I sound like a Niner fan there.
Hey, man, y'all gonna be something.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait 1 year.
One year.
Y'all defense is still gonna be beasting.
Well, we didn't talk about that. Did you forget about talking about the new defensive coordinator for the Niners? I was something you didn't want to talk about.
Man, that's a jab to the ribs right there. They took the man that should have been our head coach, and the 49ers have him now. Congratulations, Mr. Johnson. You guys have Steve Wilks as your defensive coordinator.
Yeah, listen to me. I call it an upgrade for Steve Wilks. He went from the outhouse to the penthouse. This man went from an organization that disrespected him, toyed with him for weeks and weeks, made him think he's going to become a head coach.
You smiling too hard. Just smiling from ear to ear.
Ear to ear. Why did they do that man like that? That man really believed he was going to be a head coach.
Hey, like I explained it last week, he has a lawsuit going on with the Shield. That he will get a job just like Flores will get a job, but a pivotal job where they face and they have to do the conference all the time. I think that's what they're shielding them from, because you can't say we're not going to give them a coaching job, because that would be called retaliation, and in the lawsuit they will automatically basically win the lawsuit for the retaliation clause. So they have to keep passing them around, let them get jobs, but to get a head coaching job where they get to be in front of the camera all the time, I don't think it was going to happen.
Didn't think it was going to happen. Well, he now moves up to the number one defense in the NFL, the 49ers. And so I think he's going to have a great time. He's going to be a huge move for them. And, I wish him the best. I mean, like I said, I just don't like a coach being toyed around. They should have let that man go from day one. If you weren't going, they should have, the day of the season ended, thank you for your walking papers. We wish you well. Go on and find something else for yourself.
It's a thing going on with the Shield. I hate to say it. It has anything to do with complexion, but come on now. It's something that needs to, just like officiating needs to be cleaned up. for the next season coming, and Goodell needs to address that heavily. Officiating should not control games, should not be able to sway games. And when you see an obvious mistake, it needs to be able to be taken back.
Yeah, I agree. So we got, like I said, there's a couple things the NFL and their owners meeting really need to get into. But let's get into these NFL honors. So tomorrow night, we're going to go through this real quick. And then you want to open the phone lines tonight, let people give their opinion on who they think should win these awards?
Hey, I'll open the phone line.
All right, let's do that.
We haven't heard from Charlie Bear in a minute.
Yeah, let's see what he got to say. When I get to Mike Tomlin not being nominated for Coach of the Year, let's see how he feels.
Phone lines are open. The number is 818-396-5080. Call in and let us know what you feel about what we talking about. We about to get into that Super Bowl, but before that, NFL honors. Kick it off, Steve.
All right, let's start with the big one. Do you want to start with the big one first? Let's go with the big one first.
All right.
The AP Most Valuable Player. So I'm going to name the nominations, and let me hear what you got to say, and then I'll tell you who I feel. Your man, Steamboat Josh Allen for the Bills.
Most valuable player.
Joe Burrow, or Burrow, what do they call him? Burrowhead Stadium.
Burrowhead.
That didn't work too well for him, for the Bengals. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl quarterback for the Eagles. Justin Jefferson, who's been suffering with having Kirk Cousins as his quarterback for the Vikings. And another Super Bowl quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Who do you have out of those five?
I will have to give it to Jalen Hurts for the amazing season, for the gall, the grit that he's had. He's been phenomenal, and and I've been giving him the business all season long. I've called that team fool's gold, and wow. I put my foot in my mouth all season long. It is what it is. Jalen Hurts should get this award.
All right, and I'm agreeing with you, and I'm tell you why. Because the NFL does a smart thing. They have not just the most valuable player, but they also have the offensive player of the year. So if I'm talking about the most valuable player for his team, it's Jalen Hurts.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I'm talking about the most talented offensive player in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes. And so I'm going to give Jalen Hurts the most valuable player because we saw the two games when Hurts was out, they lost both of those games.
Exactly.
So I got to give Jalen Hurts this award. I think we're in agreement, so we can move on. That was easy.
But there was another award that you gave to Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that now.
Okay, go ahead. Because I'm like, damn, how you just going to skip over? I didn't get to pick. Steve.
No, I'm just.
All right.
Yeah, I would never do that to you.
Okay,
I got to give you your love, of course.
Right.
Offensive Player of the Year. Now, this award, we're going to say Tyreek Hill, which you have a love affair with. I think he's definitely a speedy guy, but he's definitely,
And what's the name of this award?
Offensive Player of the Year.
So
Tyreek Hill, we got Justin Jefferson again.
All right.
Then we have Jalen Hurts again.
Okay.
And Patrick Mahomes. So they only have 4 candidates. So who would you go with?
Offensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
Do we know what they're judging them on?
It's subjective. I mean, I'm guessing offensive stats or most, valuable player on the offense.
I would have to give it to Tyreek Hill. That's what I would give it to. And the reason I give you my statement. He's on a team with a quarterback that he by far a decent quarterback, but he's been able to still be the number one guy. And he has to slow down and wait for balls to come. And he's going to get hit if he had a quarterback that can just get that out there, touchdown. If they got an Aaron Rodgers on this team or somebody with a gun of an arm and accuracy, I don't think anybody could beat this team. But that's too much. Tyreek Hill. I'm giving it to Tyreek Hill.
All right. That's an interesting pick. I got to go the other way. Like I mentioned before, I got to go with Patrick Mahomes. And the reason why is because at the beginning of the season, you stated that Patrick Mahomes was really going to be suffering not having Tyreek Hill in the offense.
And you know what? And I should have underlined the statement of exactly what I was saying. He has been having a horrible time. If you look at any of those games, I watch those games because I like certain quarterbacks, and Juju and Valdez have been dropping passes like it ain't nobody's business.
Okay.
He's had to rely on Kelsey the whole game. He didn't have that second person to where Patrick Mahomes really had to. We seen his skill this season because he really had to dish it out and spread the ball around. When other seasons, when they got up under, they would do that one play to Tyreek Hill to the right or to the left, where he outruns everybody, and all Patrick Mahomes had to do is put it out there, touchdown.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with you, but the bottom line, so the team did better this season without Tyreek Hill than the team did last year with Tyreek Hill.
No, right.
And so looking at that from that perspective, Mahomes offensively, his stats were off the chart as usual.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, while he put up great yards, his touchdowns were way down. And like I said, I think you wouldn't blame Tua for that. This is an award based on production. I got to go with Mahomes. Right?
And you know what? I have to take that back. Justin Jefferson had squeaked Tyreek Hill out toward the end of the season and took the number one spot. Tyreek Hill's in second place.
Ooh.
Justin Jefferson has 128 receptions, 1,809 yards, and 8 TDs. Tyreek Hill, although, has 119 receptions with 1,710 yards and 7 TDs. But we can't even bring up Travis Kelce with the 12 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's bringing up third place.
I don't even know why he was left out. I mean, I thought it was a travesty that they didn't add him as the fifth guy, given his season. But they just don't give tight end love. Unless your name is Gronk, you can't get tight end love in the NFL.
I believe Travis Kelce is going to surpass him, and he'll be one of those people to take out.
I agree with you.
The old Chiefs guy, the elder, the man in the announcing booth. I think he'll be able to take him out too.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Listen, I'm a Travis Kelce fan, so I have no problem with that. But now here's a controversial one. AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now, in this one, they got Brock Purdy for the Niners.
Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
All right.
Kenneth Walker III of the Seahawks. And Garrett Wilson for the Jets.
That's it?
That's it.
That's Brock Purdy all day long.
See, that's where my controversy comes in. How can you give an award to somebody who only played half the season?
What they did with the season. What was expected of Mr. Irrelevant that became so relevant, and I'm praying for him to recover, because that's a rough surgery to recover from. A lot of people, they don't come back from it, and it would be a shame. I want to see. I have so much respect and honor and admiration for Brock Purdy as having to overcome all the doubters and the naysayers, and for him to go out the way he did in that game. And I thought he was faking. I thought, he didn't grab his arm, Steve.
I know. Well,
his arm was completely messed up, and I never seen him grab his arm like it was hurt.
He's from Iowa, so they're a different breed out there.
Tough, corn-fed
tough. But I got a challenge on this one. I can't go for no half year. As amazing as his half year was, I'm going with Kenneth Walker III because he played a full season.
Who?
Kenneth Walker III from your Seahawks, who made Geno Smith into an All-Pro based on his statistic the whole season. I'm gonna give somebody who led a team to the playoffs through the whole season over someone who came in halfway on a team that was already doing well.
This team wasn't doing well.
Purdy, but give Purdy credit. Now, if I want to say someone who came in and made a stat, then I'll give Purdy it. But as far as all year, who brought it the whole season, it's Kenneth Walker III. But I can understand your Purdy
Kenneth
argument.
Walker came in after somebody got hurt also, man.
Like week 2.
It doesn't matter. He didn't play the whole season, Steve.
Purdy came in like week 9 or 10. Are you forgetting about Garoppolo? And Garoppolo was like 4-0, 4-1 before he came in?
Hey, well, that's Mr. Disrespected right there. Brock Purdy's Mr. Irrelevant. Garoppolo's Mr. Disrespected.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. So, we got a little controversy.
We'll see who gets it.
Now we're going to get to the defense. Defensive Player of the Year. We got Nick Bosa for the Niners, Chris Jones for the Chiefs, Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. We got 3 choices.
Ooh, it's between Micah Parsons and Bosa. And Micah Parsons, wow. Woo, that man is like a Goliath, but with me, you know how I am. Bosa made it to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and Bosa was beasting and was still trying to win the game. I'm gonna give it to Bosa.
Oh, I got Bosa all the way. Number one defense, and in the game that mattered, Bosa's defense definitely outplayed the Cowboys defense. So Bosa all the way. I think Micah Parsons had a better season as a rookie last year than he did this year.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to give Bosa this hands down.
All right.
All right, now we're going to get to comeback player of the year. We got Saquon Barkley for the Giants, right, Christian McCaffrey for the Niners, and Geno Smith for the Seahawks.
Geno Smith. Yeah, I got to give it to Geno Smith.
I mean, I think this is the easiest slam dunk. If he don't win this one, this would be like worse than like the Oscars if somebody. I mean,
that'd be an Oscar slap all in itself.
This man went from true outhouse. I mean, we're talking about outhouse. He was completely off the radar, and coming into Seattle when nobody thought he'd have a chance to do anything, and make a Pro Bowl and lead him to the playoffs. Oh, slam dunk. Slam dunk.
Yes, sir.
Let's go on now to the next one. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We got Sauce Gardner for the Jets, Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions, and Tracy Woolen for the Seahawks. This is one of my toughest ones. I don't know about you.
What was the award again?
We got Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Sauce Gardner, who had an amazing season for the Jets.
Right.
Aiden Hutchinson had an amazing season for the Lions. And Tariq Woolen, who also had an amazing season for the Seahawks.
I'm going to go with it's between Aiden and the Seahawks. So I'm going to give it to the Seahawks because they went further.
Normally, I would go with that. I would go with that. But I think Aiden Hutchinson, to me, in the look, I mean, he was all over the place for the Lions. And I mean, the Lions went from true outhouse to respectability.
It's kind of scary what they're gonna look like next season.
So it's a close one. Honestly, I won't cry at either one of the 3 win. I think either one of the 3 could win, but I'm gonna give it a slight edge to Hutchinson.
And if you want to call in and challenge us on anything we said, the number is 818-396-5080, or just give us your input. Let us know what you're thinking. That's if you want to call in. No biggie.
Yeah, we're enjoying. We're talking about football. We're getting into some coaches now. Now, this is the one where I had issues with. AP Coach of the Year. We got Brian Daboll for the Giants, Sean McDermott for the Bills, Doug Peterson for the Jags, Kyle Shanahan for the Niners, and Nick Sirianni for the Eagles.
Now, this award goes to who?
The AP Coach of the Year.
I have to go with the Jags coach.
I'm going to get into 2 names that have been not admitted onto this. First of all, the Lions coach, and then second of all, the Steelers coach. I think those 2 coaches should be no disrespect to Kyle Shanahan, but that team was loaded. I mean, I give him credit for the fact he had to go through 3 quarterbacks. Sean McDermott, I think they underachieved for the Bills. Given how talented that Bills team was, should he be given credit for not doing well on a team that was loaded?
They ruined my pick, and the only reason they ruined my pick is because the offensive coordinator, it needs to get his head out his butt. He needs to be fired.
Yeah.
I don't understand what was the breakdown or what they were thinking about this. That offense is too good of an offense to have done what they did in those games. It was like a night and day. The first half of the season, they were clicking on all cylinders, beautiful plays, and it was just like they were feeling themselves. They tried new plays every week or something. I don't know what it was.
I agree with you.
It was just horrible.
I mean, we're in agreement with that. I mean, the Bills underachieved this year. There's no other way to state it. Given how much talent that team had, they underachieved. So I can't give a Coach of the Year honor to somebody who, with that much talent, underachieved. So he's out. Doug Peterson, Jags, I give him some love. I don't think they deserve. Coach of the Year love.
They look like they had the biggest turnaround to me. That's why
they
I gave
did
it
have
to
a
him.
big turnaround. I mean,
the Niners were good that last year, the year before that. I can't give it to them. The Niners is just what it is. What it is. Oh, speaking of the Niners, James Johnson said, whenever you talk about the Niners and is negative, we now have a problem, Steve.
What I said was it talking about? What did I say negative?
Hey, I'm only reading what James Johnson said.
I'm just asking the question. What did I say about the Niners? That was negative.
Sylvia Ashley. Shout out to Sylvia Ashley. She said, "Go Cleveland."
Hey, listen, I got a problem with the Browns. I hope next year for this state the Browns have a resurgence. You know, I'm cheering for our man at quarterback. I'm gonna cheer for him. I want to do well, but I want to know what I said bad about the Niners. I've been speaking good about the Niners.
Hey, James Johnson. Steve asking the question.
Yeah, please share with me what I said bad about the Niners.
But who else it is before we get into these games?
So let's get the coach of the year real quick. So who'd you pick?
I picked the Jaguars coach.
All right, I'll go with the Eagles coach just because I think he did a great job with Jalen Hurts. So
which he did.
And then the last one is AP Assistant Coach of the Year. We got Ben Johnson for the Lions, DeMarco Ryans for the Niners, DeMarco Ryans for the Niners, and Sean Stetson for the Eagles.
Lions.
And James Johnson, I'll go with the Niners. I'm gonna go with the Niners defensive coordinator.
I'm going with the Lions.
Okay. Let's see. Let's say something about Packard now. Packard's going against the Niners. I'm saying the Niners.
I didn't say anything negative about the Niners.
Okay.
I've had all good things to say about the Niners.
Yeah, I've been saying good. Like I said, I even said I want our man quarterback to heal. I want the best for him. All I said about him was that he shouldn't get offensive rookie of the year playing 8 games.
Now we get into the Super Bowl.
Yes, let's do it. Oh my goodness. Let me ask you before we get into the Super Bowl. Is it just me, or do you feel like this year the energy is not super heavy? It's not as super as it's been in past years. It's kind of it's not that same vibe to it. It doesn't have the same. Is it because it's in Arizona?
It's the Eagles and Kansas City.
Yeah.
Now I know some Eagle fans, and I know some sprinkled in Chief fans. The biggest Chief fan I knew was Mr. Green, Stephen Green. Rest in peace. But he was a Chiefs fan. That's the main Chiefs fan I knew.
Okay, yeah, I know some Chiefs fans. I mean, they got a strong following. Let me hear. The Eagle fans are pretty strong. Chiefs fans. I mean, they're not national strong teams. They're not teams where you got all over the country fans. But usually the Super Bowl itself is such a big phenomenon that it supersedes the teams.
You feel that way because we're based in LA, and it is what it is. It's not an LA team.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's what it is. Maybe because last year was in LA.
There
you had the Rams. It
was
bigger.
Electric.
Yeah, it felt bigger. But yeah, this year just as we get closer to Sunday, maybe I'll get a little more excited. But I'm of course going to watch it. I'm going to definitely be there. But
I got to ask this question, Steve. You beating around the bush. Who you going for, Steve? Who you going for and why?
Close game. I got the Eagles etching it out. I think it may come down to a final field goal, maybe a final touchdown, final play. I just like what I see from Jalen Hurts. I mean, I like both quarterbacks.
Right.
I've liked Jalen Hurts all year. I just like what he's bringing, and I just think the Eagles' defense is just stronger than the Chiefs' defense. And so, if I got to look at who the keys to the win, the Eagles' defense is going to put a lot of pressure on Mahomes, and can he handle that pressure? It's going to be the question.
You know what? You said a big thing right there. I've been arguing with Eagles fans all week long. Hey, look. I'm going to put my money on the quarterback, Mr. Patty Mahomes. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say you wrong about anything you said about that defense, because that Eagles defense is scary. They beat the number 1 defense.
Yeah.
And well, you know what? I still have to put that out there. The Niners were like a deer in the headlights. They gave that game away. I don't care what nobody say. If they would have rolled Christian McCaffrey, who was averaging 5 yards a carry, they would have won that game. All they had to do was ride him that one game. But you know what? I don't want to get off the Super Bowl. You know, that game is over with. I'm taking KC.
Okay.
Taking KC. I'm taking Andy Reid to go in there and be his old team. He's gonna pick them apart, Steve.
All right.
He's got plays. They've been watching what's going on. They know what's up, Steve.
All right. Wait. Listen to me. Listen to me. We'll see. Like I said, I got a close game. It can go either way. I don't feel like there's any
close game.
Close game. I think it can be close.
What's the score then, Steve?
One of those high scoring games. I got like a 34-31. High scoring game. A lot of touchdowns. A lot of points being scored, and just a lot of energy. And so it's gonna be an exciting game. But yeah, I can see Reid, of course, out coaching Sirianni. I mean, that experience definitely plays a part, but I just like that Eagles defense. I just think they're gonna like really give it to them.
I say the Eagles will have 28.
Okay.
And Kansas City have 38.
Right.
And that's give or take a field goal coming in there. So 28-38 or maybe 31-38, somewhere right in there.
Okay, I can live with that. Yeah, we're about the same, pretty close. And don't forget also, I like the Eagles running game more than I like the Chiefs running game. That's another key.
I don't know. In this game, watch out for Pacheco up the middle, and McKinnon to get those dinks and dunks. And you know he's a track star.
Yeah.
He's a track star.
Yeah, track star.
Don't let him get a foot on you.
But the question is going to be, will they get enough rushes in? That's Andy Reid, you know, is key for pass.
Yeah, now it's not going to be a regular rushing game. It's going to be a Patty Mahomes pass out, one of his trick pass outs, and McKinnon take off.
Okay, all right. Look, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Super Bowl is a Super Bowl, even though, like I said, I don't feel the same energy that I've seen in past years, but I think as we get closer to Sunday, it will be exciting. I'm looking.
Steve's taking the Eagles.
I got the Eagles. I said Eagles.
I got KC.
Fly, Eagles, fly. And this is from a Commanders fan. Fly,
Jeez.
Eagles, fly. So, yeah, what you going to do for Super Bowl? You going to be watching? You going to be a special place? Or how you going to handle it?
I'm gonna be with the wife.
All right.
She wants to watch the Super Bowl.
Absolutely, as you should, and that's how it should be done. So it's going to be exciting. I'm going to be relaxing.
I'm going to be making my phone calls though.
Oh, we're going to be talking all throughout the game. You know that, and it's just going to be. Yeah, don't put to me. Put only bet I would tell you to guarantee in is the over. What is it? Do we have a over under?
I don't know what the over
is yet. But and anyway, it'll change as we get closer to the game anyway. There's still a couple guys questionable. How that goes. They always wait till the last minute to pull out the full injury report. So, yeah.
Oh, it's like 6 players injured on the Eagles team, but all were active.
Right.
All were active in practice. A couple of them were limited, but they'll be fine. Same thing with the Chiefs. The Chiefs had more people injured, but everybody and nobody. They're gonna rub some dirt on it. They're gonna be in this game.
Everybody's gonna play the game. I mean, there's no question. So, yeah, good game. Like I said, look out for the Eagles' running game. Look out for the defense. And now the last question before I guess we run and go: who's going to be Super Bowl MVP? Who do you have?
It's going to be between Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. He's going to have to lean on Kelsey this game. The Eagles' defense is going to be double teaming Kelsey. I'm going to give it to Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes is going to be scrambling, keeping the play alive because the Eagles' defense is going to be on his heels.
Okay. See, I'm going in a different direction because I got the Eagles winning, so I'm going with Jalen Hurts becomes a superstar in this game.
He's a superstar already in my book.
Well, he's already he becomes on a national level superstar. Ooh. You got to get that Super Bowl MVP to become on the national level recognized. Football fans know he's good, but this is going to be the chance now where he becomes a star. So
can you believe we at the last game, Steve?
I know. Well, we got XL full football 2 weeks. You ready for the XFL?
XFL and which other one?
The USFL is starting in April.
April's okay, so I can get used to this one first before April.
Yeah. I know. It's not the same, but I'm kind of curious to see how the two leagues present themselves. Let me close on this level. Did you hear? They're going to bring back the Arena Football League next year. As if we don't have enough football leagues out there.
Hey, I love it because it gives players that don't get the time to shine, they're just due to where they can move up.
Yeah, I agree. So they got some new funding and they got some markets, and so it's going to be interesting because towards the end of the old Arena Football League, it got bad. I mean, like you had owners who owned like 2 or 3 teams. They were playing it, switching teams in the middle of the season, and all types of. You know, a league's getting bad when you change locations mid-season.
Wow,
when that happens, it's a bad situation. So,
well, that has to do with it's there's something they put up, and then somebody in marketing didn't talk to somebody about something, then get an argument, and they like, well, just leave my stadium, and you're like, well, that's fine, and this and that.
So we're gonna interested to see how these two new leagues are gonna play itself out. So we got a lot more football to go. So let's go ahead and do it.
Hey, you guys, please like, subscribe, and share, and let us know your comments, and we take them all in. If you want, is there something you think we should do that we're not doing? Hey, we'll take it into consideration.
Absolutely. I think we do the best job we can. We keep it real. We tell who we like, who we don't like, and we kind of just
and nobody's controlling us. We're gonna tell you when something stinks.
How we feel. I mean, we let you know how we feel. So that's how it's supposed to be. So we got a lot more football to go for next week, and then NFL now. There's no off season really anymore. It ain't what it used to be.
It's a lot of scrambling going around because there's a lot of stuff we didn't talk about. It's a lot of stuff that we'll talk about next week. We're gonna get into the new league opening, but we're gonna talk about trade rumors, the shuffling going around of coaches, because there's a lot of shuffling going on.
Right.
We didn't even touch upon, but that's next week. Right now, we got to get ready for this Super Bowl, and Kansas City win 38 to Eagles 28.
Okay, all right, 34-31. But guys out there, enjoy watching the game. Please stay safe out there. Don't go out there and start getting to fighting and getting shot and all that stuff. I hate hearing that with Super Bowl. It's just a game. So,
and I can never forget Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. Next year, Frank Wright. Hey, we still got to stand up. And you know what, Steve? I think I'm gonna go to the draft. I think I'm gonna go to the draft.
Where's the draft gonna be this year?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
KC Super Bowl.
So according to you,
wait a minute.
Super Bowl champion.
Wait
KC
a minute.
Chiefs, according to you.
Hey.
Yeah.
So,
according to you, Super Bowl champion KC Chiefs. So that should be interesting. I mean, nothing else. We know the fan base is going to be off the chain. I'm going to be curious to see. Do you think I had the most fans of any? I mean, that Nashville one was insane. How many people came out when it was in Nashville? Do you think KC would beat it?
I believe so.
Okay, all right.
The one in Vegas was crazy too.
Yeah,
I went to that one, but I want to do the VIP status this time.
Yeah, I'm still mad with Vegas that they had such a great initial premise. We're gonna have the guys coming in through the water onto the little boats, and that would have been awesome if they would have done it that way.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We'll see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in every week, 8 p.m. Wednesday, Blow the Whistle Sports. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.